In the Netherlands, we all received this in our mailboxes. It's a booklet from the Dutch government on how to be ready for emergency situations in case of the war. And instantly I thought, what about my art? How do I save it, hide it, protect it? And also about art in general. And about one of the most famous paintings in particular, The Night Watch by Rembrandt in Rijksmuseum. This painting is like the very spirit of the Dutch nation. And thousands of tourists walk past this painting during the day, and we hear about the painter, Rembrandt, the composition, the technique, the characters, the ongoing restorations, but we rarely hear the story of how this painting survived during World War II. So I went to Rijksmuseum to see this painting again, and to tell you the story. So it's September 1939. The war is coming to Europe, and inside the Rijksmuseum, the museum workers are facing the impossible question. How do you hide a painting that's almost 4 meters tall, 13 feet? The Night Watch had been hanging in the same spot for decades, and Rembrandt painted it in 1642, depicted as Captain Franz Banning-Kock and his Civic Guard Company. And by September 1939, almost everyone in the world already knew that this painting is one of the most important paintings in Dutch history. So the museum staff made a very radical decision. They were going to take down the painting from the frame, roll it up, put it in a tube, and ship it away. Just think of the risk for a second. This massive painting, over 300 years old, one crack, one cut, and this painting is lost forever. But they did it anyway. The museum workers, ordinary people with very regular jobs, they took that risk and rolled up the painting. First, they shipped it to some coastal bunkers, where it stayed for a couple of years. And in 1942, they transferred it to a cave near Maastricht, in the very south of the Netherlands. And the Night Watch, this very important painting, stayed in a cave for 4 years. Well, in total, Rijksmuseum evacuated something like 30,000 artworks. But the Night Watch, it was the painting. It was the one that could not be lost. And here's what's going on through my mind. While the Dutch workers were hiding this painting, the Nazis were burning thousands of other paintings in Berlin. Works by Picasso, Van Gogh, Marc Chagall, art that they called degenerate. And most of those pieces were not even documented, so we don't even know what we lost. And the irony is that Hitler was a painter too, and his own watercolors still exist, locked up and put away in a storage room somewhere, but no museum will show them. So what makes this Night Watch by Rembrandt worth saving? Why did regular museum workers risk everything to save this painting? When I was standing in front of this painting, I was thinking that this painting is not just a masterpiece of the Dutch Golden Age. This painting is the very spirit of the Dutch nation. The painting depicts a group of citizen guards, which is a symbol of self-defense, civic duty, a sense of collective responsibility after gaining independence from Spain. And it really captures the Dutch spirit of unity and pride. And all these very different individuals coming together in a painting, united to act for their freedom. And us, millions of people every year, standing in front of this painting, watching them, and hopefully learning something. It's so strange that often we see paintings only as just beautiful pictures with nothing behind them. Just colors, just figures, just lines. But this painting is not just a decoration on the museum wall. The painting itself hasn't changed at all. And when I know about the human chain that protected it, that changes everything for me. Museum workers who rolled it up, drivers who took it south, guards who watched over it in those caves. None of them were famous. Most of their names aren't even recorded. And all of them did it because they understood something really fundamental. Beauty is worth protecting, even when everything is falling apart. And maybe especially then. And I think that's what moves me the most. Not the painting itself, but the choice people made in the very dark moment in their lives. They chose to protect something very beautiful. Not because it was practical, not because it would help them survive, but because a world without the beauty, not really worth surviving for. And this painting, this masterpiece of the Golden Age, this very spirit of the Dutch nation, this Night Watch by Rembrandt, it's still there because the ordinary people decided it should be. And every time we stand in front of that painting, we're kind of continuing that choice. By only standing in front of that, we're saying, yes, beauty matters. Yes, beauty is worth the effort. And that's the real masterpiece, I think. Not what Rembrandt painted, but what we choose to protect. I'm Dimitri Ross, figurative artist in Amsterdam, and I'll see you in the next one. Be safe. Ciao, ciao.